the recording as well. Great. So, once again, welcome to our session. My name is Nash Akhtar. I see that you guys can hear me, so thank you very much. So, today we're going to focus on essential skills related to IELTS. I'll guarantee one thing it's not going to be something very superficial where, we speak about structure, who needs IELTS, and so on. I'm pretty sure you know that, right? So, let's not waste our time. Let's try to understand what exactly we should do based on principles, proven strategies, and then for y'all to implement those strategies. That means during the lesson, you will practice. You see, so you will understand why I'm explaining certain features or certain strategies, and you will understand that it really does work. So, if you don't know me, I'm pretty sure you might not know me. So, my name is Nash Akhtar once again. I'm a certified IELTS trainer. And to be very honest, guys, I have worked as an official IELTS administrator in Eastern Europe. So, I lived in Russia for more than 16 years. I also worked as an official IELTS administrator there. So, I started my career there. Then, I was actively involved in promoting, conducting the IELTS exam in Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Romania, in all these Eastern European countries. Although Europe says Russia is not Europe, it is very Europe. So that's something I would like to share. So I have trained many teachers to become certified IELTS trainers as well. But remember, I'm a proud Sri Lankan. So I am from Sri Lanka, for you all to know. I can speak Sinhala very well and Tamil as well, but I would prefer to conduct the session in English. But if necessary, I'll also speak in Sinhala if you all want me to explain something. So don't feel shy. Let's try to be comfortable. So I've conducted many workshops, actually, many workshops in Eastern Europe. I conducted a couple of seminars in Sri Lanka as well. And I have shown people what exactly they should do to achieve a very high score. And we have been very successful with the way we prepare students for this exam in Sri Lanka. So quite often our students they achieve very high scores, starting from 7 and higher. You see, so as you can see, we have students who achieved band 8, 7.5, 7.5 overall, and even 7.5 for writing, and 8 overall, and I could go on. So if you want more results, if you want reviews, we will share. But all I can say is that if they can do, you can do the same. So, what we need to understand here is that what is IELTS, right? What is the real purpose, misconceptions, the most important skills which I'm going to teach today, and how to prepare effectively irrespective of your level, and then the essential skills for all four sections. Now, I will share a link later, guys. So, for example, yeah, by the way, we are an official partner of IDP IELTS. So, they have introduced a new platform. So, it's called Interactive IELTS. So, you will find all these practice tests, the computer based tests for you all to practice. It's for free, but it's very important that you all need to register. So, maybe around the 45th minute of our session, I'll share a link. Please register, and I'm pretty sure you'll find it useful. And with that link, I'll also share all my PDF files if you want some PPTs. So I'll share those resources for you all. That's going to be absolutely free, but I'll let you know how to register, guys. So that's my introduction. I would be very happy to know our participants today. So could you please introduce yourself? Like, hi, my name is David. I'm from Colombo. Like, I need IELTS to enter a university in the UK. I need band 7 and plan to take the exam in 3 months. This will be my first attempt. So can you tell me, like, your name, why you need IELTS, your required band score, when you plan to take the exam, and whether this is your first attempt? So I would really like to know all our participants. It would be even better if you could speak. If you're shy, please type. And also, guys, do we have students who are choosing between PTE and IELTS? I would really like to know. You're not sure and so on. So I would like to know that as well. So, guys, let's just take 2 minutes. Could you please introduce yourselves? Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm
Yes, yeah,
Yasir
please go ahead.
Arafat.
Mm-hmm.
I need band 8 actually. I
Uh-huh.
would like to go to Australia for the skilled migration. So my agent requested me to get at least 7.5 each
Mm-hmm.
band. So I'm looking forward to here to do that
Great.
IELTS.
So
Yeah.
That's great, Yasir. Thanks for sharing. So you need 7.5 for every section, right?
Yes, yes.
But you're going to take general IELTS.
Yeah,
Which
no, I'm going to do academic.
academic IELTS? Okay, great, great, fine. And when I plan to
So
take
I
the
have to
exam?
complete, yeah, within 2 months, as soon as possible, actually, because the process is ongoing. So only the IELTS is my barrier. So I have to
Okay,
complete. I have BCom and masters in financial management as well. I have 15 years of experience as a senior accountant. So I would like to travel to Australia.
great,
Uh,
impressive.
yeah.
Great, great. Yasir, thanks for sharing. Welcome to our
Thank
lesson.
you so
That's
much.
great. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. So who's next?
Uh, yeah, I am Sudayani from Jaffna.
Mm-hmm.
I am a development officer going to apply the Australian scholarship for 1.5 years. So I
Mm-hmm.
need a 7.0. I plan to take sit the exam within 2 months.
Within 2 months. Okay, okay, great, great. So you just need 7.0. That's the overall requirement, right? Not for every section. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
7.0. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. Welcome to our lesson.
Oh,
So,
Hello, good evening.
good
I'm
evening.
Manoja from Kandy. I hope to migrate to Australia as a care worker. So I hope to take general, and my uh, target is 6.5
6.5. Okay. And when I plan to take the exam?
in March.
In March. Okay. Can you repeat your name again, please? I'm so sorry.
Manoja Ratnayaka.
Manoj. Okay. Nice to meet you, Manoj. Thanks for sharing. Welcome to our lesson. Who's next?
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Filma. I'm Filma Pereira. I'm from Sri Lanka and I'm planning to migrate to Australia for skill migration. So my
Mm-hmm.
career is psychotherapist
Oh,
and my agent requested to take about 7.5 for each band and
that's great. And when I plan to take the exam,
8
Puma?
overall and about 7.5 for yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the line.
Yeah, sorry.
No, the line broke a bit. It's okay. Now I can hear you. Go
Uh,
ahead.
Yeah, so I'm planning to take it within 2 months, and this is my second attempt I'm trying to take. For the first attempt, I actually got 6.5, and only for speaking, I got 7.
Mm-hmm.
So right for reading, I'm actually struggling to
Okay.
get.
Fine. We'll work on that today. We'll work on that today.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, Puma, once again, you need 7.5 for every section, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Great.
Okay.
So I also see some people are typing Rebecca. I'm Rebecca from, and I'm hoping to migrate to New Zealand for masters and apply for teacher registration there. Hoping 6.5. Okay. So Rebecca, do you need 8 overall? And is it important to have not less than 7 for every section or not less than 7.5 for every section, Rebecca? Okay. And then Rashida, yes, from Colombo. Understood. That's great. And we have Ayuni. Okay, great. Anyone else who would like to introduce?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Maria. Yes, good evening.
Yeah, this is Maria. Yeah, I'm planning for my master's in UK. So I applied for master's in business management and administration. They requested me overall 6.5, but my expectation is overall 7.0. This is my second attempt. Before this, I took my exam 2 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
My overall band is 6.5 that time.
Uh-huh.
So currently I'm planning for 7.0.
7.0. That's great. That's great. And it's,
Mm,
it's great that you have some experience. That's going to be very
Yeah,
valuable. Thanks for
yeah.
sharing. Welcome to lesson.
Thank you.
Anyone else quickly? Uh-huh. So we have Tahara from Nintabur. Yes. Okay, for PhD Australia. Great. Great. Then we have Akifa from Nigambo, need IELTS to enter university. Great. And also needs 8. Fine. So, guys, I think that's it. Anyone else quickly? So I don't want to ignore anyone. Irfan, go ahead, Irfan, quickly.
Good evening, sir. My name is Irfan from Ampara. I'm a quantity surveyor. I have been in this field for more than 13 years. I have planned for my master's in UK, and this is my first attempt, and I want to get some information regarding this IELTS exam
Great,
and
great.
all. Yeah.
Thanks, Irfan.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for sharing. Great. And Dasun, you want to answer? I'm sorry, Dasun, go ahead. You wanted to speak.
Okay, thanks. Hi, my name is Dasun. I'm from Gampaha, and I plan to have studies in Australia. So I need basically I need 6.5 in academic, but I hope to get for more. I think more 7 or like that.
Okay.
That's it. And
Great,
also
great.
I'm planning to take the exam in 2 to 3 months.
Okay, great, Dasun. Great.
And
Thanks for
also
sharing.
this is my first attempt.
Your first attempt. Okay, great.
Okay,
Fine.
thanks.
Thanks. So first of all, guys, thanks for sharing. I really like when people communicate because, to be very honest, the problem I see in Sri Lanka is that, all these mass classes, they just lecture and students don't get the opportunity to practice and perform. And that's one of the reasons students struggle with speaking and writing. You see, because that individual attention is very important. And I also feel like we let that happen because, we are a bit shy. Because even sometimes when I conduct a demo session, some students don't want to speak. But I think you guys got involved. So yeah, Pasindu, Madara. Great, I went through. Okay, great, guys. So wonderful. So thanks for sharing. That's a great thing. Fine. So let's start now. Remember, IELTS or IELTS, right? It stands for International English Language Testing System, and it's the most popular language test in the world. By the way, guys, do we have students or candidates who have already passed PTE, or maybe you haven't decided, you're choosing between PTE and IELTS? Do we have such candidates here, like students? I don't want to call students, but professionals, whoever, our participants. So are you still confused? Maybe you haven't decided yet. You're choosing between PTE and IELTS. Or you have already taken PTE, not satisfied with your score. You want to switch to IELTS. So do we have such participants? No one, yeah? No one. Okay, fine.
Hi, sir.
Okay,
in fact, I would like to know the difference between IELTS and PTE.
Okay,
because
I'll explain
I am
that.
so confused. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
Great. Okay, great. So I'll touch on that briefly. So basically, guys, what has happened is, first, what we need to understand is now we all have to take a language test. For what? To prove our professional English skills. Now, you see, we are taking the exam for immigration, for university admission, and so on. So, what is the true purpose? The true purpose is to show that we have the ability to speak in English, to read in English, to write, and to listen. And that means we are able to adapt ourselves properly to a native English speaking environment, professional English speaking environment. That's the main purpose. Now, IELTS is the only exam that has been there for more than 2 decades. For more than 2 decades. It's older than TOEFL, right? And if you all know about TOEFL, it's the second most popular, but now it has also undergone a dramatic change. So in the global market, we have IELTS number 1, then we have TOEFL number 2, then we have other Cambridge exams, then we have PTE, Pearson Test of English, now we have Duolingo. Now, the difference between IELTS and PTE is that IELTS is still that classical exam where we have listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And for writing and speaking, we always have an examiner to assess both our writing and our speaking answers. Whereas PTE has become more AI oriented, but now they also have the part where the examiner would assess. But the thing is, guys, the skills are very different. Very different. So just because you think that IELTS is more difficult than PTE or PTE is more difficult than IELTS, I don't think you should look at it like that. Because, for example, guys, if you look at IELTS listening, it's way easier than any exam out there. TOEFL, PTE, or even Duolingo. And and here, for example, in PTE, for example, there are tasks where you need to first listen, write down the notes, and then speak out a summary. That's a bit tough. So you have to have a very good level. So the idea is that there are some tasks where you have to read out a sentence. You read a sentence and they record it. So some people think that that's very easy. But even for that, you need to learn certain skills. So the main point is skills are very different, both for IELTS and for Pearson. That means the skills that you need to master. Because today I'm going to teach you certain skills. And believe me, those skills are only related to IELTS. A very important skill. And you understand that listening, reading, writing, and speaking, they're all based on one skill. So please remember that. Okay? So, guys, now the advantages of taking IELTS. It's not about the advantages. It's like, why are you taking this exam? Now, when you're sitting for this exam, there are skills you need to master. Now, for example, guys, if you achieve a band 7 for IELTS speaking, that means you have skills to negotiate. That means you know how to organize your thoughts. If you achieve a very good score for writing, like 7 and higher, that means you have the ability to write reports, articles, analyze data. That's why for academic IELTS, we have to describe graphs, bar charts, pie charts. And then, guys, you see the ability to brainstorm, to think in English. There are skills like that. And also, guys, for listening and reading, essential skills. Now, you should know that for reading, you're not supposed to read the whole text at first. Even quick reading, you don't do that. You never read the whole text. And I'll show you that today. You see, why? Because you just need to find specific information. So why is this important? Because when you're at work, when you're working for an international company, when you're in an academic environment, you need to deal with reports, right? You need to deal with data and so on. So you can't be a person where you're going to read word by word. You need to kind of find the right information, scanning, or to read general, like quickly to understand the general idea, skimming. So the thing is, guys, you learn skills which would be important for your academic or for your professional life. This is very important because what happens is students just focus on unnecessary things. It's true. Now, for example, Sampath passed the exam like this. I'm going to do the same. What worked for Sampath or what worked for John might not work for me. Always remember that, guys. You're a unique person. You write your story in a very unique way. Right? Now, what Steve Jobs did is very unique. And what Elon Musk has done is very unique, but doesn't mean that someone else would do the same. Someone else would do something different, and that would make him stand out. Like that, guys, you need to understand your mind, your body. Now, for example, just because someone else can lift 100 kilos, you might lift it, but after 6 months, maybe you can lift even heavier, but you need to kind of create your own path. What I'm saying is, the point is, you need to just understand the essential skills, and with your ability, with your capabilities, you need to learn those skills. That's the most important thing. So, guys, let's quickly go with the structure. Now, remember, if you look at IELTS, there are 4 sections. We have listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Now, what you need to know is that if you have that exposure of listening to podcast, audiobooks, do we have people who are listening to audiobooks, guys? By the way, just for fun. I mean, it's part of your routine. You listen to audiobooks, you listen to podcast, you watch news in English, you watch documentaries in English. Do we have such participants here? And do you read books in English? Just for me to know. Anyone like an avid reader? No, the thing is, guys, you see that exposure matters, right? I can't come here and lie to you all. I have shortcuts. Exposure matters. So if you are in that level, let's say you read, you watch movies in English, right? And you're able to understand the general idea, you will find IELTS listening much easier than those who don't. And you will also be able to understand or deal with reading tasks easier than those who don't. So that's an important thing. So remember, if you prepare well, listening will be the first section where you can achieve a band 9. The first section, the easiest section, if you do it properly. Then comes reading. Although some people struggle, then it's reading. You can achieve a very high score gradually. Then it's speaking, and then it's writing. Writing, guys, it's not that it's difficult, but there are skills you need to learn, more skills than listening, reading, and speaking. Why? Apart from grammar and vocabulary, we also need to make sure that we don't make spelling mistakes. So that's an extra skill. And apart from grammar and vocabulary, if you look at speaking, when it comes to writing, we should not make mistakes with punctuation, right? When to use the comma, when not to use, full stop, and so on. Capital letters, right? And when we use complex structures, are we using it properly? So here, everything gets exposed than speaking. That's why the global average score for writing is a 5.5. 5.5. And if you take countries like Russia, Estonia, Latvia, even if you take Finland, although it's not Eastern Europe, they always go beyond the average score. If you take China, on the other hand, right, although the second biggest economy in the world, the richest country, I would say it's richer than the US. What happens is they score below the average, especially with speaking, they struggle. So the average score is a 4.5. So the point is, guys, you need to know that it's very important to understand these things. So your strategy, how to learn everything gradually. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to get down to business. Now, I don't know whether you know, but if someone is preparing you or if you're preparing by yourself, doesn't matter. What you need to understand, and that you will understand it today, is that IELTS is an exam that is mainly based on paraphrasing. Remember that. It's mainly based on paraphrasing. So that is the first skill you need to master. If you take Duolingo, or if you take Pearson, PTE, or if you take TOEFL, now these exams are not based on paraphrasing. There are certain areas, but not like IELTS. IELTS, the main skill for listening, you will see that today, guys. For reading, you'll see that today. For writing, you will see that today. And even for speaking, I will teach you today, is all these sections are based mainly on paraphrasing. So when you prepare for this exam, this is the first skill you need to master. Now, if you master this skill properly, you will achieve a very high score for listening. You will achieve a very high score for reading as well. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you all will know. That's great. That's great, Nurani. That's nice. Yeah, reading. To be honest, guys, you need to understand before I move on. That's very nice, Nurani, that you mentioned. Reading is a very important skill, right? Reading is a very important skill, and try to make it a habit. There's a famous saying that really changed my life too. They say, bad habits are easy to start, but hard to live with. Good habits are difficult to start, but easy to live with. Now, let's say take sugar, right? It's easy, tempting, right, to eat every day, right? To sleep late and wake up late. It's easy, tempted, right? But in the long run, there'll be consequences. On the other hand, if you're on a diet, if you're into fitness and so on, initially it's hard, but when it becomes a habit, it becomes easier. Like that, guys, reading is a very important skill. The biggest challenge we have in Sri Lanka, to be very honest, is that students, very talented. My students, they achieve very high scores, guys. I have very high. Today, actually, one of my representatives is actually at IDP because we've been invited for a what do you call award ceremony, and I'm here. I'm not able to participate, but we have very high scores. You see, so our results, like they go higher than any other organization. So the point is, as Sri Lankans, we are extremely talented. Because when I prepare my European students, I have to put in extra effort. And when I prepare my Sri Lankan students, I feel so comfortable. I enjoy it because I see like how they get things. So the point is, don't get offended, we are a bit lazy, a little bit. It's true. So we even that's the thing, right? We want things faster and we don't want to take that responsibility. We are reluctant to walk that extra mile. That's our nature. But what is very important is you need to know what is exactly needed and just commit yourself. That's very important, guys. You see, so the point is you need to understand these skills, and reading will definitely help you. So the exposure matters, guys. You can't think there are strategies, tricks, and so on. There are skills, but these are not tricks. And that's what I'm going to learn, but you all need to understand that. Fine. So, guys, what is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing means expressing the same meaning in a different way. That's paraphrasing, right? This is done by replacing certain words with synonyms, or by changing the word form and changing the structure of a sentence. So paraphrasing means expressing the same meaning in a different way. This is done by replacing certain words with synonyms, or by changing the word form and changing the structure of a sentence. Now look at this example. It says, the new iPhone 18 will be released in September. Look at the second sentence. Now, this is paraphrased. It says, the launch of the new iPhone 18 will be in September. The launch of the new iPhone 18 will be in September. So what have we done here? Instead of release, we have used the word launch, but we have used the noun form. You see, the launch of the new iPhone 18 will be in September, right? So it gives the same meaning, but we have used the noun form. We have used a different synonym. We have used a synonym for release, but the noun form, the launch of the new iPhone 18 will be in September. So what happens is that if you look at listening reading in IELTS, listening, for example, the question could be, who played the most important role in the company? When you listen, they're not going to say, John played the most important role. It will be paraphrased. So they might say, everyone contributed, but John's role was the most significant. So instead of important, they used significant. So guys, I'm going to take you all there, and then I'm going to do a bit of reading. I'm going to show you some listening skills as well. So the next half an hour will be very important, guys. I'm not going to do anything superficial. So you will understand it. And then, guys, I promise you, you will understand that you'll be able to deal with many questions with that approach. So let's first master these paraphrasing skills. Number one is to, sorry, one second, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the first way is to change the word form. Noun to its verb form, adjective to its adverb. Now look at this sentence. It says, Yanni was the composer of Winds of Orchids. Yanni was the composer of Winds of Orchids. Now, composer is the noun. Now, if you look at the second sentence, it says, Yanni, Winds of Orchids. Now, as you can see, the missing word is a verb, action. Yanni did the subject. So compose is the noun. Can you give me the verb form of composer? What should be the answer? Yanni, Winds of Orchids. What should be the composed? Well done. Yanni composed. Yanni composed Winds of Orchids. Well done. Very good. The next sentence, she performed really well at the concert. She gave an excellent at the concert. Now, excellent is an adjective. The missing word is a noun. Do you understand? So, what is the noun form of to perform? She performed really well at the concert. She gave an excellent
performance.
Exactly. She gave an excellent performance. Very good. Sarah and her friend had creative differences. Now look at this one. Sarah and her friend creatively. Creatively is an adverb that defines the verb. So the verb is missing. What is the verb form of differences? Okay. So
differencing.
No, differed. You see, Sarah and her friend differed creatively. Creatively is the adverb. So guys, look, why is this important? You can say, I'm here to learn IELTS. No, this is very important. This is everything. Now, if you have done practice tests for listening and reading, both for listening and for reading, we have summary completion or note completion or sentence completion. Before you listen in IELTS, you have some time to go through the questions. You need to predict the missing words. So if you have just started preparing for IELTS, you need to know that it's very important to understand what kind of word is missing. Now in English, we have nouns, that's the subject, like boy. Adjectives that describes the noun. Now, for example, boy is the noun. Big boy, big is the adjective, right? Then we have verbs like actions like run, jump. Now, for example, John, Big John ran quickly. Big John, guys, this is very important. You need to know it. Even if you know, revise it, okay? So Big John, John is big. Big John ran. That's a verb. Past simple. Quickly. That's the adverb. I'm sorry. Now, for example, guys, in English, we can't say you did good. You did well. Do is a verb. Did well. You see, he performed fantastically. Not fantastic performance. He performed exceptionally, fantastically, for example, right? So we define the verb. Now, believe me, guys, listen to me very carefully. This is 50% of IELTS, I guarantee, for listening and reading. Always remember, when you read questions, when you see adjectives like important, big, small, if you see verbs, adverbs, underline them. These are keywords. Because when you listen, you will hear synonyms. It will be presented differently based on these words. So that's why it's so important. Now, once you master this skill, right, you will find the exam much easier than before. The unfortunate situation is that many don't focus on this, and even trainers don't pay attention to that, you see. So, for example, guys, look at this sentence. Now, we focused on the first form. Do you have questions here? Okay, so changing the word form. You see, noun to verb, adjective to its adverb. Now, there, of course, one word can have different forms. Now, there can be the adjective form as well, but we are looking at how to convert the noun to its verb, adjective to its adverb. Now, look at the second way, to use synonyms. Now, look at this sentence. Technology plays an important role in the education sector. So, instead of important, what other words can we use? What do you think? Give me 4 synonyms for important. What words do you know for important? You need to know.
Major role?
Major. Major, significant. Well done. Very good. What else? Major, significant. What else? Huh?
Crucial.
Crucial. Well done. Very good. Significant, vital. Absolutely. Crucial, pivotal, significant, vital. So, guys, remember words like popular, big, important, right? You need to know more options. Very crucial. So, for example, even for IELTS speaking, you will have questions related to this keyword. Is it important? How important is it? And the examiner is not interested in the topic. Now, for example, if he asks, is dancing important in your culture? Now, I'm not interested in know break dance or classical dances, right? Or Eastern dancing. No, my focus would be on how many synonyms you're going to use for that keyword important. It's true. So, for example, is dancing important in your culture? So I can't say yes, dancing is very important because throughout the history it has been an important part in our culture. That's it. It's 5.5. So it's better to say, it is. Dancing has always been a crucial part in our culture. And our history has been shaped by different types of dancing. Our history has been shaped by. And that's why, even now, it is a pivotal part, or it plays an instrumental role. It plays an instrumental role in our culture, or in all cultures, for example. You see, so instrumental, pivotal, right? Paramount. So you have to use variety. So that's why both for speaking and for writing, examiners see whether you're using synonyms for adjectives, mainly for adjectives, adverbs, verbs, and only then for the subject. Now look at these options. Smoking is bad for health. Bad is a common word. You can't use such words at the exam. So what other words can we use instead of bad? What do you think? For this context, looking at this context, well done, harmful, worse depends. Injurious is not, it's a good word. It's not that relevant here. Not suitable, I would say. But love the effort. Let's take it. Anything else? So, guys, harmful, detrimental, destructive would be better. Harmful, detrimental, destructive. So these are better options, guys. Okay. So more appropriate. So the thing is, we can't use words like bad when we take the exam. Use words like bad when we take the exam, right? That's very common, and that would lower our score. Now, look at the next one. It is a big problem. Both are common words. Problem. What other words can be used instead of problem? What do you think? Well done. Major issue. Major issue. Lovely. Very good. Major issue, right? Or a significant issue. I love that. Very good. Love that effort. Yes. Major issue. Significant issue, right? What other words do you know instead of problem, guys? Can you give me 3 more? Major challenge. Well done. Challenge. Obstacle. Challenge. Obstacle. Concern. So what is important here is that when you write an essay, let's say you're going to write an essay about global warming, you can't say global warming has become a problem. That is going to lower our score. So it's better to say over the years, global warming has become a major challenge. Over the years, global warming has become a major concern. So challenge, concern, right? So we can use better alternatives. We must save the environment. What other verbs can we use instead of save? Well done. Preserve, protect. Then we can say conserve. Very good. Very good. AD. Yeah. Well done. Conserve. Very good. Lovely. So preserve, conserve, protect. Yes. Children need more attention from their parents. We can say children require. So do you see, guys, if you look at these words, right, we are targeting towards adjectives, adverbs, right? And of course, the verb, and of course, the subject. So remember, at the exam, we have to deal with questions. I'll get there. So we need to pay attention to these words. Next one is using the passive voice. Now, that is one of the ways. That's not the only way. Remember, that's not the only way. That's one of the ways to change the word order, right? Now, we use the passive voice to be indirect and mainly to focus on the action. Now, let's say we have a person who didn't do the delivery on time. And if I tell him, we have this problem because you didn't do the delivery on time, that will be rude, right? Because I'm accusing him. But if I say, we have this problem because the delivery wasn't done on time, right? Because the delivery wasn't done on time, I'm emphasizing on what? I'm emphasizing on the action. The delivery wasn't done. That's why we use the passive voice. Like that, when you write an essay, if you use the passive voice, instead of saying the government should introduce a new law to mitigate this issue, it's better to say, in order to mitigate this issue, right? In order to mitigate this issue, a new law should be introduced. That's all. We all know that laws are introduced by the government, you see, or by the government. So we have to kind of, think like that. So basically, these are the ways. Okay. Now that's the most important skill, guys. Now remember that. Okay. Don't forget about it. Now let's move on to IELTS listening. And then, so guys, I'm going to take another 15, 20 minutes, but you need to stay focused, guys. Okay. So I hope you're not watching the match. I think, I don't know what's the score, but please, because it's very important, because I'm telling you, I usually don't do it so much. So just listen because it will help you. Okay, so try to stay focused. So now let's focus on IELTS listening. Now, it's the first section at the exam. Now we have the computer-based test. Now, last year in 2025, there was a huge drama about the computer-based test. And the funny part is people were ready to pass PTE, although it's a computer-based test, but they were reluctant to pass IELTS because it's a computer-based test. I will show you because, I'm very grateful to IDP. So they even shared this link, and I'm going to show you all how the interface would look like for you all at the exam. And also, guys, they have asked us to share a particular link, and I'll ask you all to register now, and then we will share that link with you all after the session. So, guys, look. Now, if you look at the overview of listening, it's the first section. And I have already mentioned it's the easiest section. So IELTS listening is the first section of the IELTS exam. There are 4 parts, with the first part being the easiest. Remember that. The second part, more challenging. And the third part being the most challenging. You have 40 questions in total in the IELTS listening test. The listening test will last 30 minutes, with an additional 10 minutes to transfer answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet if you're taking the paper-based test. But since we are not taking the paper-based test, that is irrelevant for us. So what is important here is that you will have, for every section to go through, and you also have the option to go back and forth. But you don't have that 10 minutes extra anymore with the computer-based test. So let's quickly try understand every part now. Part 1, listening. It's always a dialogue. It's a conversation. It's always a conversation. So understand the format, guys. That's very important, right? And it focuses on basic everyday conversations in familiar settings. Questions often include form filling, matching, or multiple choice formats. You'll hear 2 speakers talking in a casual setting. Pay attention to specific details such as dates, times, names, or places. Now, compare to Pearson Test of English, compare to TOEFL, even compare to Duolingo, guys. The best thing about IELTS listening is that they always give you time to go through the questions. No one is doing that now. Even Duolingo, because in Eastern Europe, they think that it's very easy. And when they sit for the exam, they understand, oh God, it's not the app, it's a very serious exam. So this is a very nice thing. Number one, you have the opportunity to go through the questions. And for part one, and for part two, and also for part three, you don't answer all the questions at once. So they'll give you 30 seconds. You will have time to go through questions 1 to 5. Then they'll play the audio. Then they'll ask you to go through questions 6 to 10. Then they'll play the audio. Now, the most important thing when they give you 30 to 40 seconds is to predict the missing word for this particular question type. Right? Now, here, guys, postcode. That means postcode. And in Sri Lanka, we have like 6 digits. But if you take the US or European countries, they also have the alphabet like VX35. So be prepared for that. Then traveling by bus, date of bus journey. So we need to listen to the date. Now, when you listen, they'll also try to confuse you. Now, remember the question, date of bus journey. So you'll say, I'll arrive there on the 5th of March, and then I think I'll be taking the bus on the 6th of March. No, I'm sorry. A day later, it's going to be 7th of March. So they'll always try to confuse you a bit. But if you're able to understand, you'll be able to cope with it. But a person with an A2, pre-intermediate level, they might struggle there. Then, guys, I have a question for number 3, and I want everyone to answer. Reason for trip. Shopping and visit to the. Now, we see the definite article. What is the missing word? Is it a noun or a verb? What is it? Is it a subject or an action? Shopping and visit to the. So, guys, don't you agree? When you see the definite article, now, for example, noun, well done. Maybe shopping and visit to the museum, visit to the exhibition hall, visit to the park. You see, so you need to make such logical guessings. You know, guys, I am very grateful to a lady I got to meet. Her name is Anne Waller, and she was involved in preparing our platform. I'll show you our platform as well. So you see, she's a Cambridge expert, and she told us a very nice thing. The moment you predict the word, you will always, the chances are higher, 90% chance of getting the right answer. So predictions should be proper. So you see, guys, for example, even in life, right, you anticipate things. You prepare with anticipation. You won't be surprised. You won't lose track because you're more or less prepared for it. Like that, you need to anticipate the answer. It's a very important thing. It's a very important thing. You see, so please keep that in mind. Okay. Now look at number 4 then. Travel by bus because cost of too high. Cost of. That means the price of something, again, the noun is too high. Then got on bus at street. Now, street means name of the street. They will spell it for you. You see? But what about number 6? Complaints about bus service. Bus today was. What is missing here? Is it an adjective or an adverb, a verb or a noun?
It's a verb.
Today, you see here, bus today was, you see, late. You see, was late. Now, for example, Sean was big. Sean was happy. Sean was small at that time. You see, so as you can see, the missing word is an adjective. So it's very important, guys, to make that correct prediction. That way, you'll be able to understand. Now, for example, frequency of buses in there, so complaints, right? Now you need to understand the context, complaints. So here, frequency of buses in there. And always remember, when you look at the preposition in the morning, in the evenings, like in the evening, in the afternoon, but at night, at noon, right? So remember the preposition. So when you prepare for these things, it's going to be easier. That's the most important thing. So guys, part 1, if you're aiming for a 7 and higher, you can't make a single mistake. By the way, guys, do you know we have 40 questions for listening. How many mistakes can we make to achieve a band 7? Can you tell me? How many mistakes can we make?
10.
10 mistakes. Well done. Very good. So 33 out of 40 is going to be a 7.5, right? 34 and 36 is going to be a band 8. 38 is going to be an 8.5 and so on. So yeah, 10 mistakes. 10, not 8 to 10, just 10, not 8 to 10. 10. 8 is 6.5. Sorry, it's going to be 7. Yeah, 7 mistakes. Yes. 8 to 10. Yeah, 8. So I'm sorry. Yes. So if you get 32 out of 40, still it's a 7. Then yes, well done. Very good. So now guys, let's move on to part 2. Now, understand the context, the mood changes a bit. Here, it's always a monologue, always one person talking. Focus on information such as instructions, announcements, or explanations. Common question types include multiple choice and matching. You will hear one speaker providing detailed information. So, for example, becoming a volunteer for ACE. So, you will read the question, pay attention to keywords, and then, guys, you need to go through the options. Every question you read, you go through the options. Now, look at question number 11. Why does the speaker apologize about the seeds? They're too small. Now, you see two small adjectives. There are not enough of them. Some of them are very close together. Close together. You see, these keywords, guys, will be very important. I'm going to teach you all. With this particular task, I will teach you all. Part 3, now look at part 2, I'm sorry. We have multiple choice questions and question with multiple options. And part 3, we also see multiple choice questions, but the context is a bit different. It becomes more challenging. Why? Part 3 is always based on academic situation. Doesn't matter, guys, whether you're taking general IELTS or academic IELTS, listening is the same. The structure is the same. What you hear will be the same. So here, the difference is that you listen to a conversation. Could be 2, maybe 3. Now, the difference between part 2 and part 3 is that part 3 is based on opinions. 2 people talking. You need to see whether they both agree. Look at the question here. What problem did Chantal have at the start of the talk? So I'm not interested in Hugo. I'm interested in Chantal's, because that's how they will confuse you. Now, her view of the speaker was blocked. She was unable to find an empty seat. The students next to her were talking. Now, when you hear, maybe Hugo also might express his issues, but that's not interesting for us. We are focusing on problems Chantal have at the start of the talk. Start. Not at the end, at the start. So it's very important to know how to pay attention to keywords. You see, so I won't be able to focus on that, but yeah, just keep in mind. So part 1, part 2, part 3, you'll always have a pause in between. You don't answer all 10 questions, because for every section you'll have 10 questions. You don't do that. So you'll always have some time to go through questions 1 to 5. Then they'll ask you to go through questions 6 to 10. Then they'll play the audio. But with part 4, remember, you don't get that privilege, that comfort. You need to answer all 10 questions, but they'll give you a bit longer time to kind of, go through every question. But here, guys, once again, we have to predict the missing words. We have to predict the missing words, right? So here it's a summary completion, elephant translocation, and it's always a lecture academic monologue. Questions test detailed listening for factual information, and the content is more complex. So, guys, you need to predict the missing words, but also focus on the subheadings. Now, elephant translocation, reasons for overpopulation at Majeta National Park, strict enforcement of anti-poaching laws, successful breeding, problems caused by elephant overpopulation. Now, when you listen, guys, you need to follow through those subheadings. So he would say, now, first of all, I would like to speak about why elephants are overpopulating at the Majeta National Park. The first reason, strict enforcement of anti-poaching laws. We have become very rigid, or we have become stricter. So maybe instead of strict enforcement, instead of strict, he might use a synonym. Then successful breeding. So we have been able to breed them in huge numbers. Problems caused by elephant overpopulation. Now, because of this, we are facing challenges. That's how he would speak. Great competition causing hunger for elephants, and because they are overpopulating, they are becoming more hungry because they don't have enough food, right? Damage too in the park. Now, what word is missing here, guys? Damage to in the park. So, the subject to something, noun, damage to. Now, when you listen, I guarantee you will not hear the word damage. They would say destruction. You see, destruction. You see, to, or like, destroying. So that's why before you listen, you need to pay attention to these words. 95% of the candidates, guys, they struggle with IELTS just because no one teaches them this. I'm very sorry to say that's true. It's true. And actually, I'm very sorry to say too, but yeah, the thing is like, I'm very surprised, like, some teachers, they say they're CELTA certified, they're Delta certified, and I don't know, sometimes, when they come for a job interview, they just can't answer these strategies properly. So how do you expect those teachers to teach students if they don't understand this? Because once you understand this, guys, right? Okay, it's not like once you understand this, okay, I'm going to show you every question that you're going to see at the exam, they are the same. They are the same. So, for example, you see, all I mentioned, part one, different question. You see, always a conversation, you need to fill in the gaps. Part two, you see, multiple choice questions, question with multiple options. I'm going to show you all today. Part three, again, you saw same question types, but the context is different. Then again, we have matching questions. Part four, labyrinths, lecture talk. We have subheadings, you see, and we need to pay attention to subheadings like, labyrinths compared with mazes. So in comparison to mazes, that's how the speaker would speak. Mazes are a type of, like, it's like, type of something, you see, is needed to navigate through a maze. Something is needed to navigate, you see, so needed, required. You see, I'll always pay attention to that. So these are, guys, official techniques. Don't even think Nash created these techniques. I swear by God, no, not at all. These are official techniques. So those who speak about, do this, do that, it's actually very sad, guys. It doesn't work like that. You see, so you just need to understand it, and then passing the exam is just easy. I mean, it's confirmed. That's how students really do. So once you understand these skills, you need to practice as well. Fine. So guys, I'm going to move on. So what is the syllabus? Right? We need to know. What are the question types we will have at the exam? Sentence completion, questions with two options, multiple choice questions, table completion, summary completion, map labeling, matching questions, and flowchart completion. So you must have seen it. I haven't shown map labeling. So all these question types might be there at the exam. So it's very important that you learn how to deal with every question type before you sit for the exam, guys. That's important. Yes. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Sir, in listening part 4, from 31 to 40, that conversation, that the explanation will be on the flow of the questions, or it will be picking here and there?
No. It will be the same flow. That's a good question. So basically, for example, if you look at the summary, right? One second. So it's very important. So for example, like, so first he'll speak about reasons for overpopulation, but he'll be using organizing phrases. Now, when you deliver a speech or a presentation, you'll have subtopics that you'll cover, right? But with a sequence. So first you speak about reasons, then he'll say, now, with regards to the issues caused by this dramatic increase. So he would use such words. So we need to be prepared for that. But answering a question, no, it won't be like here and there. It will be following this. That's important. Okay. Yeah, guys, by the way, since Yasir asked that question, another point I want you all to know is that you cannot listen to audio files on YouTube. You can't do that. Number one. Number two, guys, you can't just Google and do a practice test, please. Because that's where many students go wrong. Yes, we want to prepare by yourself. Go ahead, but you stick to official materials. That's why, guys, I think before I forget, let's do it now. Let's register for this. So we have a Google form. You can register. We will share individually, guys, because, there are certain rules and regulations by IDP as well. So you need to kind of register, guys. So your name, your phone numbers, I've shared the link. So just take 2 minutes just to kind of, refresh yourself. So, guys, we will share our package together with IDP. Number one, guys, is actually the session recording. I'm pretty sure students, you all want it. Then my ebook on writing, and I think I've already shared the speaking part, but I'll share an ebook related to all the topics you will have at the exam and what kind of words and phrases you can use, and then the official link, the access. But that's the main thing, guys. You see, so that's actually a link that they don't want to share everywhere and with everyone. So we will share that link, and I'll show you how it looks, and it's really convenient. It's something new that they've done. So the point is, you need to stick to official materials. And guys, if you want, I'll share a Telegram channel like WhatsApp. You know what? We have Telegram as well. You just need to download it. And there are so many Telegram channels, but I'll share a Telegram channel where you can download all these PDFs, those Cambridge IELTS books that you can find. So I'll share all of them with you all, but you just need to download Telegram and use that link, and you can download it. Like, all the PDFs and the audiobooks. And I'm pretty sure it will be useful. It's very good that Yasir asked that question, because you see, sometimes, right, you might find like, what is this? And those things happen because they are unofficial. And especially with AI, people also create their own audio files, right? Questions. So you can't just go by that. Everything that you see on Facebook, like, oh, in China, we got these questions. Oh, in Australia, we got these questions. Please don't believe that, guys. You all are intellectual people. We have professionals here. So we can't be in that level. Now, only, guys, I'm very sorry to say, don't get me wrong, only in Sri Lanka, we have this joke. Oba IELTS, September wala pass when I me prashna tika balagene yanna. Who are we fooling, guys? Are we that low? Are we that dumb? No, really? I was very surprised because I ran an exam center. I swear by God. I ran 4 exam centers in Russia: Moscow, St. Petersburg, Yekaterinburg, Vladivostok, and even in Uzbekistan, Tashkent. And I was fully, and I have certain policies. I will not reveal everything, but we conduct, under my leadership, we conducted the exam. We know the system works. We know that, you can't just share like that. We never told students like, oh, we have an exam center. If you come, how? And even I asked IDP, how can these teachers speak? And even they admitted that what they're doing is wrong. You see? So what I'm saying is, you can't fall for that. You need to be smarter. You can listen, but you have a status, right? So you can't be so gullible, we say, gullible to do those things. You see, just to get some views, people should not do that, and you should not do that too, guys. Yeah. So, guys, please register. Yeah. Yeah. So, guys, first come first. You see, so those who register at first, you will receive it. So, give us 24 hours to share the links individually. Yeah. So, please register through that link. I've shared it with you all. Fine. So, that's a good question. Yeah. So, now, guys, let's move on to a task. So, now let's try to understand. We spoke about paraphrasing. So, remember the 4 essential skills. So, when you deal with listening question types, right, there are 4 skills. One is paraphrasing. We know that. Number 2, identifying keywords. You need to develop this habit. Now, this is the second skill that is so unique for IELTS. When you read questions, you need to read them with a purpose. Then predicting missing words. It's important for sentence completion and summary completion. Then, guys, paying attention to distractors. I'll show you now. So, for example, how to deal with multiple choice questions. First, we need to read the question. Like, why does the speaker apologize about the seeds? Why does the speaker apologize about the seeds? So the key words are why speaker apologize about the seeds. The key word is why does he apologize? They are too small. There are not enough of them. Some of them are very close together. Now, at the exam, guys, when we listen, we might hear synonyms. So that's why when you go through these options, we need to think about them. Now, for example, we can say too small, the chairs aren't big enough, right? Maybe they're tiny. There are not enough of them. We are short of chairs. We are running out of chairs. Unfortunately, we might not be able to make everyone sit. So I apologize for that, or we are very sorry about it. Some of them are very close together. That means we might feel a bit congested. You see, tightly packed. What does the speaker say about the age of volunteers? The age of volunteers is less important than other factors. You see, age, less important, less significant, not that significant. Young volunteers are less reliable. That means they're less consistent or not dependable. Most volunteers are about 60 years old. That means they're approaching retirement age. You see? So, guys, the thing is, you need to do this. It's very important. And here, what I can say is, now in lecture talk, they go in the same sequence. Here, since Yasir asked that question, the points will not go in the same order for every question. Now, for example, why does the speaker apologize about the seats? So he might say, well, although we have comfortable seats and they're spacious enough, you won't feel congested. We won't be able to make everyone sit. So the thing is, guys, he might start with C, then he might go with B and A. So the thing is, the correct answer is B then. You understand? So you have to pay attention to that. That's why sometimes at the exam, students lose track. They say, like, what was that? I couldn't get it. So you need to be prepared for that. That's another trick. And once you master that, it's going to be easy. So, guys, I'm not going to play the audio. Can you go through this script? Audio, because we are learning the strategy. Okay. Can you go through this script and choose the correct option for A and the correct option for B? Okay. Now, look at the question. Why does the speaker apologize about the seats? Why does he feel sorry or, like, guilty? And then B, what does the speaker say about the age of volunteers?
So some issues are there, like I'm not getting which one you are talking about. I think the slide is not moved.
No, can you see the slide now? Can you see it? Yeah?
Just now, yes, just
Yeah,
now.
okay, I'm sorry. Okay. So, guys, why does the speaker apologize about the seats? You see, they are too small. They're not enough of them. Some of them are very close together. Okay, let me read it for you, and also you all can follow through. Look here, it says, "Good evening, everyone. Let me start by welcoming you all to this talk and thanking you for taking the time to consider joining ACE Volunteer Organization. So, ACE offers support to people and services in the local area, and we are now looking for more volunteers to help us do this. By the way, I hope you're all comfortable. We have brought in extra seats so that no one has to stand, but it does mean that the people at the back of the room may be a bit squashed. Well, we'll only be here for about half an hour or so. Hopefully, that's okay. So, guys, which is the correct option if he speaks? Now, why does the speaker apologize? They are too small. There are not enough of them. Some of them are very close together.
Some of them are very
C.
close together.
Yes, well done. Very good. So, do you see the paraphrasing there? As you can see here, he says that, he says that we have brought in extra seats so that no one has to stand, but it does mean that the people at the back of the room may be a bit squashed. So close together, squashed. And do you see that it did not go in the same order, right? Because he says we have brought in extra seats so that no one has to stand. He touches on B, right? And then he touches on C. Here, guys, yeah, it's different. But look at sometimes, he might touch on C and then he might come on B. So you need to be prepared for that as well. But here, it's correct. Now, also listen to me carefully. With multiple choice questions at the exam, one won't be mentioned. 1 point won't be mentioned. They're too small. Nothing about it. One will be a distractor to confuse you. That's B. You see, but here it's the incorrect answer because he says that we have brought in extra seats so that no one has to stand. But it does mean that people at the back of the room may be a bit squashed. Look at B, guys. So I'm not going to read. Can you all read and just get the answer? I know usually we should listen, but this is a very nice technique to understand the context of monologues. So, what does the speaker say about the age of volunteers? The key words are what does speaker say, age of volunteers? That should be the focus.
The answer will be A. The age of the volunteers is less important than the other factors.
Well done, very good. So here it says one of the first questions we are often asked is how old you need to be to volunteer. Well, you can be as young as 16 or you can be 60 or over. It all depends on what type of voluntary work you want to do. Other considerations such as reliability are crucial in voluntary work, and age isn't related to this, right? Age isn't related to this. Other considerations such as reliability are crucial in voluntary work, and age isn't related to this. So, what does speaker say about the age of volunteers? The age of volunteers is less important than other factors. Young volunteers are less reliable than older ones. He doesn't say anything about that. Most volunteers are about 60 years old. No, you can be 16 or you can be 60. That is not the point. But age of volunteers is less important. And do you see, guys, for the adjective, they used a synonym. So if you go through Cambridge IELTS books, right, maybe you want to check me whether I'm telling you the truth or not, 100% guaranteed this is how questions are created. That's all. You understand? Yes. So you need to understand. The idea here to deal with multiple choice questions would be to pay attention to keywords, right? Go through all the options, right? And then listen attentively. And even, guys, when you prepare for the exam, right, don't start doing practice tests immediately. Focus on every section, learn what is required, then do practice tasks for every section, master every section, and then do a complete practice test, not the other way around. You see, that's an important thing, guys. You see, that's a very important thing. Yeah. So, guys, we in our courses we also have. I'll speak about our course if you're interested a bit later. So, what is very unique thing is that we have our own platform. It's not a Google Drive or like just video lessons. These are interactive lessons simulating exam conditions. So, also you have my video lessons there. So that's an important thing. This, guys, I think I've already shared. So please register. I've shared the link. So if you want to get all those things, please register now. Okay, guys, we're going to take a bit time with reading, and I'm going to do a bit of reading with you all, and then I'll take you all to the IDP platform to do a bit of reading together. That way, we will end this session on a high note that you'll understand, yeah, it really works, and that's nice. So, guys, if you look at reading, there is a difference between academic IELTS and general IELTS, right? And of course, the writing part differs as well. Yes. Yes, Cecil, please go ahead.
Sir, when are we going to get this link? Because I already registered. So far, I didn't receive anything from you.
No, you registered now, right? You've just registered, right? So we will get back to you. You see? So after the session.
Fine.
Yeah, after the session.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, guys, now let's focus on reading. So reading is the second section. It's going to be for 1 hour. And there are 3 passages for academic reading and 3 sections for general reading. Now, I must say, general reading is a bit easier than academic reading. It is, for sure. However, the marking system becomes more strict. That means for academic reading, you can make 10 mistakes to achieve a 7. But for general reading, you can make only 7 mistakes. And also, guys, if you achieve 39 out of 40, for academic reading, it's still a band 9, but for general reading, it's a bit different. So they're more strict because it's easy, especially the first 2 sections. So remember, while the first passage is the easiest, the second becomes more challenging, and the third is the most challenging. So it's not a very good idea to divide 60 minutes into 20, 20, 20. It's better to spend 15 minutes on the first passage, 20 minutes on the second passage, and 25 minutes on the third passage. So that's the time management formula: 15, 20, 25. Remember that, guys. And that's how you should prepare during the last week of your preparation. You can't be spending like, okay, I'm doing a bit of reading today, doing a bit of task, like true, false, not given, everything is fine. No, you need to be very strategic. You need to understand your time management. Now, those things are very important if you want to achieve a high band score. So, guys, I'm not going to keep these points, but the key points are reading is important. I mentioned that. And then don't read the whole text. Even on certain YouTube videos, I see they say that, first read quickly. No, you don't do that. You'll see that today. You see? And don't start with practice test. First, become familiar with the strategies. Now, we already know for listening, we have 4 skills. For reading, we need to master 5 skills. One is skimming, to read quickly and understand the general idea. scanning to find specific information, then identifying keywords, paraphrasing, and then predicting the missing words. So why the last one, predicting the missing words? Because we also have summary completion for reading. So it's going to be important. Paraphrasing is common for all 4 sections. Identifying keywords will be very important when you read questions. Scanning and skimming, they are important to locate the information guides. So this is the syllabus. One is sentence completion. Very common for the first passage and also for the first section in general reading or the last section. Matching headings, very common for the second section or the second passage of IELTS reading. Rarely you'll find in the first passage, but for general reading, you'll find it in the third section. Finding information from the paragraph, very common for the first passage, can be in the second passage as well, also can be found in the second section of general reading. Classification questions, very common for academic reading. You will usually find this in the second passage. True, false, not given, common for every passage and every section, both for academic and for general. The most popular question type, and sometimes some students find it confusing. Multiple choice questions, very common for the second passage and the third passage for academic reading. And you will have this question type for general reading in the third section, because the third section of general reading is very similar to academic reading lengthwise. Okay, so guys, if I take you all to the question paper, right, because I just like to share facts rather than just speaking, right, for you all to know. Now, if you go through Cambridge IELTS material, that's why I'm saying it's very important to stick to Cambridge IELTS materials. So remember, guys, when it comes to Cambridge IELTS reading, you see the first passage is always very straightforward, easiest. Instead of here, the Dead Sea Scrolls. And as you can see, we have summary completion, true, false, not given. Second passage, we have finding information from the paragraph, classification questions, sentence completion. Then the third passage, which is the most challenging, we have multiple choice questions, yes, no, not given. And then, guys, then we will have summary completion based on words given in a box. So at the exam, you need to understand the pattern. You understand, yes? I'm not saying you will always have multiple choice questions for the third passage. I'm not saying that. But when you see multiple choice questions, it might be followed by yes, no, not given, and then summary completion based on words given in the box. So that's how you need to be prepared for the exam. Now, for example, guys, here, if you look at it, we have the passage followed by summary completion, true, false, not given. Then the second passage, finding information from the paragraph, which two statements, and again, sentence completion. Third passage, as you can see, multiple choice questions, yes, no, not given, yes, no, not given, and summary completion based on words given in a box. So the thing is, guys, you need to know this, because quite often, everyone just prepares for the sake of preparing. You see, so it doesn't work like that. So you need to know how to deal with every question type. You see, so now let's focus on true, false, not given. Do you guys have questions before I start that? No, right? Mm-hmm. So true, false, not given is a very common question type. You have seen it already. And you will have the same question type for general reading. The approach is the same. So here it checks your factual your ability to understand factual information. So you need to see whether the given statement supports the information from the text, opposes, or maybe there is no information about it. So you must base your answer only on the information in the passage, not your background knowledge. You understand that? That's very obvious. So here are the steps you need to follow. Step 1, guys, you read the statement. You don't focus on the passage. You don't. Understand exactly what the statement is saying. Notice adjectives, adverbs, numbers, and time phrases. Then, when you read the statement, identify keywords. Okay? And then, guys, based on the subject, scan the text for these keywords and then compare the statement with the text, whether it's true, false, or not given. So, guys, focus on the statement, identify keywords, rephrase it to understand it better, locate the information from the text, because sometimes it could be in the second paragraph because you don't read the whole paragraph. So you scan it based on names, dates, and so on, and then read carefully. Look at this one. Let's do it together, okay? Don't rush. It says, the festival is held every year. The festival is held every year. That means there is a festival that is conducted or organized every year, annually, right? So look for festival and the year, guys. Can you find it? And tell me whether this statement is true, false, or not good. You have to start from the first paragraph to locate it, okay? The festival is held. Now, here we have to look for that verb to, held, organized. And is it true? Is this festival held every year? So the question is this festival held every year?
Sir, the answer is yes.
Yeah,
Because
well
in the
done. Yes,
first,
we'll give some time to others as well. Okay, just give me a
yeah,
second.
sure,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
okay. Yeah, so guys, everybody agrees, right? Everybody agrees. So it's yes, it's true. So we don't type, yeah, but at the exam now with the computer base, it's not a critical thing. It's true, right? Because it says as usual. Look at the first, as usual, the festival will be held in the last weekend of June. So yes. Now, do you understand? We did two things. One is to pay attention to keywords, and one is paraphrasing. Because when you read the text, it says, as usual, the festival will be held in the last weekend of June this year on Saturday to Monday, 27 to 29 June. So it's clear, right? Look at the next one, guys. So follow the steps, focus on the statement. This year's festival focuses on the town's history. So that means focuses. The main aim of this festival is to emphasize, or the theme is about the town's background. Now, since you found the answer for the first statement in the first paragraph, just read a bit further. But that is the starting point, and from there, you need to continue. Now, every festival, guys, they have a theme or a purpose, right? So this year's festival focuses on the town's history. Yeah, so I would appreciate everybody to come forward, yes, type or speak.
So it's
So, guys, you
true.
see, it's true, yes, it's true. Yeah, so guys, it's true, right? Because if you look at it, it says, uh, ever since last year's festival, the committee has been hard at work and so on. The theme is written through the ages. Scenes will be acted out showing how the town has developed since it was first established. So, do you see, guys? It will not be straightforward. So, it's true. Well done. Very good. What about this one, guys? Look, goods displayed in the craft fair are unlike ones found in shops. Goods displayed in the craft fair are unlike ones found in shops. So look for goods, craft fair is a name, are unlike ones found in shops. That means goods you find in the craft fair are very unique. They're not like what you find in shops. Can you find that answer? Look for craft fair. I can see it in the second paragraph when I scan it. Now, look, pay attention to the keywords here. Goods displayed in the craft fair are unlike ones found in, unlike means are not like what you find in shops. So, guys, here the craft fair is a regular part of the festival. Come and meet our professional artists, designers, and craftsmen and women who will display their jewelry, paintings, ceramics, and much more. They'll also take orders. So if you want one of them to make something especially for you, just ask. You'll get it within a month or of the festival ending. But the thing is, guys, you see, no, here, guys, you see, nothing about, you see, here it's like goods displayed, goods shown in the craft fair are unlike ones found in shops. Now, is there anything about a comparison here? Can you see a comparison anywhere mentioned? No. So that's why it's not given, right? Good display in the craft fair are unlike ones found in shops. You see, the craft fair professional artists will display their jewelry, paintings, ceramics, and much more. They'll also take orders, make something specially for you. But the text describes what the artists display and that they can make custom items. But it never says the goods are different from unlike items found in shops. You see, they can take custom orders, but they don't display, they don't show unique items that cannot be found in shops. That's why, guys, when you read, you need to pay attention to keywords. You see, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, and the subject. So, yeah, let's not make mistakes here. Now, let's move on to the next one, barbecue. The barbecue will be cancelled if it rains. That means the barbecue won't be organized, won't be held, like, they will not have the barbecue if it rains. So keywords are barbecue, cancelled, if it rains. Look for barbecue, read carefully. That means if it rains, no barbecue. Well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, guys, it's false, isn't it? It's obvious. It's false. There's nothing to think. It's actually false. Why? Because here it says the Saturday barbecue will start at 2 p.m. and continue until 10 p.m. The barbecue will be held in Palmer's Field or in the town hall if there is rain. If there is rain. So, yes, it's false. So, do you see? That's an important thing, guys. Fine. So that's how it works. So just give me a second, guys. I'll show you the computer-based test, and we'll be sharing this link as well. So just give me a minute. Just bear with me. I'll just open the system now. Yeah. One second, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to show you the true, false, not given from the exam, how it would look. Yeah, we are ready. So guys, can you see my screen? Can you see that I'm scrolling up and down? You can see it, right? You can see it, you should be. So at the exam with the computer-based test, it's very convenient. This is how it's going to be. No surprises, nothing. You'll have the text on the left side. You'll have the questions on the right side. Okay? So you can always scroll up and down. Now remember the steps. You pay attention to keywords of the statement. Now here it says, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Murray's Nobel Prizes. Keywords are Marie Curie's husband, joint winner. Joint is the joint winner of both Nobel Prizes. That means together with Marie, he won 2 Nobel Prizes. So that means Marie won 2 Nobel Prizes. Husband also was a part of these 2 Nobel Prizes. So guys, where can we find Nobel Prize? You don't have to read the whole text. Very important, locate the information. If you scan it, where is it mentioned? In which paragraph? Is it the first, second, or third about Nobel Prize? Where can you see Nobel Prize, guys? So it's a no-brainer. You see it, right? First, well done. We all see that. Now remember the statement. Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Murray's Nobel Prizes. So can you read those lines about Nobel Prize, okay, from the beginning, like here? she's famous for her work on radioactivity and twice a winner of the Nobel Prize. With her husband, Pierre Curie, read those lines carefully, guys. Don't rush, read attentively. Well done. Well done. Now we are doing the exam questions now. That was also from exam. That was general. This is academic. Well done. Very good. Okay. So, guys, it's false, right? You see, she's famous for her work on radioactivity and was twice a winner of the Nobel Prize. With her husband, Pierre Curie and Henry Becquerel, she was awarded the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics and was then sole winner of the 1911 Nobel Prize for Chemistry. So, with the husband and another guy, she won the 1903 Nobel Prize for Physics and then 1911 Nobel Prize sole winner. She was a sole winner, and that was for chemistry. So do you see? So if you look at my lesson today, guys, right, rather than just beating around the bush, I showed you all a very important skill. A very important skill. You can't take it for granted. You see, keywords and paraphrasing, they are 50% of dealing with IELTS listening and reading. 50%. You see, no one can say that. Okay, look at the question of the second question. Mari became interested in science when she was a child. Mari became interested in science when she was a child. So Mari became interested, that is, Mari became passionate about science when she was a child. So during her childhood, she loved science. So keywords are science, right? And interested. Childhood. Look for childhood, children, when she was a child. I'm sorry. Well done. Well done. Well done. We see the answers coming. So you see, the keywords are not there, right? Here it says, from childhood, Mari was remarkable for her prodigious memory. And at the age of 16, won gold medal on completion of her secondary education. Because her father lost his savings through bad investment, she then had to take work as a teacher. So nothing about her love for science when she was a child. Nothing about it. So it's not given. Well done. So guys, what we do is like, we click false here. We click not given here. Now look at the third one. Let's get it right, guys. Okay, let's finish it on a high note. It says, Mari was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Keywords are Mari attends Sorbonne, sister's financial contribution. That means sister funded. Sister gave her money. I will always rephrase it for me to understand the context. Now you need to find two keywords here. One is sister, one is Mari. Sorry, guys. One is sister and the other one is Sorbonne. Where can you find, in which paragraph sister is mentioned and in which paragraph Sorbonne is mentioned? You have to find both words. Mari was able to attend the Sorbonne. That means she was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Yeah, so guys, you have to read the last sentence of the second paragraph until here. Okay, read carefully and then give me the answers. Well done, Isuri. So everyone should read and get an answer, guys. Make an effort, right? Well done. Very good. Very good. We see that. But not everyone is giving the no, guys. Read carefully. Read carefully. Look at the no. I'm sorry. Look, Mari was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Now look here. It says from her earnings, and I would ask you all to reconsider. From her earnings, she was able to finance her sister Bronia's medical studies in Paris on the understanding that Bronia would in turn later help her to get an education. From her earnings, she was able to finance her sister Bronia's medical studies in Paris on the understanding, with the agreement, that Bronia would in turn later help her to get an education. In 1891, this promise was fulfilled, and Marie went to Paris and began to study at the Sorbonne University. Guys, so from her earnings, she earned money. She funded her sister's education with an understanding, that means with an agreement, that later the sister would support her education. And that's why it says in 1891, this promise was fulfilled. Who fulfilled that promise? The sister fulfilled that promise, and Marie went to Paris and began to study at the Sorbonne University. You're making mistakes. Well done. It's true, guys. It's true. It's not for, it's true. You're making mistakes not because English is difficult for you. You're making mistakes because you're not paying attention to keywords. It's a good thing. We're learning, right? We should make mistakes when we are preparing, but we should learn from our mistakes, you see? But we can't be very critical, guys. So just to refresh you all a bit, relax a bit, guys, you see, for example, and I've really been, I can feel the difference. You know, I've worked with Russians a lot because I've already told you. So to be honest, Russia really shaped me as a person. It's a phenomenal country. What's happening now to Russia with this Ukraine war is very sad. That doesn't mean that, you know, it's collapsing, but, you know, it's a heavily sanctioned country. And that's one of the reasons I also diversified my projects. But the point is, you see, they are not emotional. They don't care what my mother in law would think if I failed the exam. What would my husband think? What would my wife think? Oh God, please help me. Oh God, I'm praying. Are you there for me? I'm praying so much. Why you're not answering my prayers? That doesn't work in life. Even if you believe in God, God will support, or nature would support, if we make an effort. Number one. Number two, guys, we're very emotional. We're very emotional. That's our nature. That's our upbringing. That's part of our culture. But the more you are strategic and understand these things will become much easier. Very important, guys. You can't let emotions take control of your decisions. You can't let emotions choose your fate. You can't do that. That's a very important thing. And I'll not lie to you, although it's a demo webinar and so on. You know, I had 4 exam centers in Russia. When the Ukraine war started, overnight, you know, I had to shut all my exam centers. But if I also had cried and say, like, I started so much, my investment is so high, where's everyone? British Council, I was working with the British Council, they just left. They just cried in front of me and they left. And I transformed the whole thing, and I feel like I'm happier. And that's why I launched in Sri Lanka. Now we have this career English program, we have this IELTS, we are working on different projects, and I see that the love and the respect I get from my students, I really enjoy it more than the financial benefits, you see, and the results. And, you know, we've done so much within 3 years. So life, guys, is something that we should not let emotions get into us. Now you can say, why is he talking about it? Because quite often students become emotional when they make mistakes. They say, I can't pass. God is not with me. I don't know what to do. My husband will judge me. I hear that sometimes. I had a lady, but that's actually from Russia, who had taken the exam 17 times. So when she came, she was really frustrated. At that time, it was in 2014, she had spent 500,000 rubles. That's about 1.5 million rupees. She was aggressive, frustrated, but, you know, I'm a bit strict. I'm a bit, but because sometimes it's important. And she came around and she got, because she needed 7 for every section. So the thing is, guys, you need to be very strategic. That's my goal. My goal, guys, as a teacher is not to kind of, speak like the mass class teachers, you see, speak about politics, whether to support Anura, how this thing. What is that, guys? Where are we? No, really, I'm sorry to say, whether you do, where are we? Are we so low? No, really? So it's very important to understand the practicality of things, guys. But that is what's going to take you forward. In my 10 years of teaching, I've seen only two types of students. One are the drama kings and the drama queens, and the other ones are the silent workers. They attend the lessons, they do what they want, what should be done, and they achieve their very good. And everyone who achieved a very high score, just walk the talk. That's it. And that's the part of success, guys. You see? Now, if you take our Sri Lankan cricket team also, why is it so pathetic? Before becoming a successful person, they actually kind of, think about how to dramatize certain things, right? So emotions get into our things. So it's very important, guys. You have to understand the strategy of it. But that's the only way to pass the exam. And I know that all of you here are professionals, qualified professionals, have achieved higher things in life. So how can we let an English exam become the most challenging part in our life? How come? And that is actually, guys, it's the biggest challenge we have in the Asian market. India, Pakistan. Pakistan also, biggest joke is like, they speak about what do you call buying the certificate and so on. So it doesn't work like that. So just need to understand strategy. And once you multiply it, it becomes easier. You see, so it's an important thing. So guys, I'm just going to do a 5 more minutes and we'll call it off because it's a very important thing. You saw summary completions are very common, right? So the thing is how to complete a summary or table. So it's very important to follow certain steps. And these are official steps, not tricks created by Nash. Never think like that, guys. So understand the topic of the table, locate the correct section of the passage, predict the type of word needed, and then match it exactly with the text. So for example, look at this. First, you see, we never focus on the passage. I'll show you. It'll be there. But we always focus on the question. That's an important thing for IELTS reading. So first, guys, risk and how to avoid them. Okay? And as you can see, understand the summary. Risk factor, examples of farm activities, risk reduction measures to consider. Now, for example, 3 factors: heavy loads, awkward posture, a lot of while working. You see, so risk factor, heavy loads, right? Example of farm activities. Now, these are risk factors. Now, what are the risks? One is like, when you lift heavy loads, when does it happen? While lifting sacks of rice, sugar, sacks of something, right? And next one is carrying food for animals. Risk reduction measures. How can we reduce it? Divide into containers that weigh less, or use a vehicle such as a tractor. You see, awkward posture, the other one. So when does it happen? Lifting a restless. Restless means, something, that is being a bit, I don't want to give the word. The other word you'll find on the text. You see, restless, very hyperactive. Let's put it like that. Moving something around a big, to avoid this, by particular, to help with support. So guys, I'm not going to do everything. So let's look at the task here. So number one, guys, heavy loads, right? See, you must locate where the passage talks about heavy loads. Then scan for the keywords like heavy loads, excessive weight, lifting weight, carrying heavy items. Because when you read the text, it will be presented differently. Heavy is actually an adjective. Then predict the missing word before looking. Lifting sacks of something. You see, so this prediction helps the student search with purpose instead of guessing. Now, for example, guys, heavy loads, lifting sacks of something. Find heavy loads, okay? And then find the answer. So there are two reasons this can happen, in two incidents. One is lifting sacks of something. Other one is carrying food for animals. Can you find the answer for question number 15? First, guys, in which paragraph can we find it? Is it in the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? Look for excessive loads, carrying a lot, heavy loads. Where can we find this phrase? Yeah, so I think I gave you the hint. So it's actually, well, it's in the second paragraph. So, guys, lifting sacks off. Remember, the answer should be only one word. It should be only one word. And the word has to be meaningful. Sacks. So, for example, Rashida, right? Bag is already there. Lifting sacks means bag, sack. Bag of rice, right? Or a sack of rice, right? So, what should be the answer? Well done. Well done. Very good. Very good. Do you see? Do you see? Well done. Very good. Fertilizer. Fertilizer. You see here, well done. Fertilizer. It should be fertilizer. By the way, guys, yes, I'm sorry here. It's a if the word is SER, the answer should be SER as well. Okay, remember that. It can't be ZER. So here it's a small error from my side. I apologize. It should be SER. It should be SER. Fertilizer. If the text says fertilizer, both options are fine. It can be spelled with ZER or SCR. ZER is more American, but here SCR, so it should be SCR. Well done, very good. But do you see everything that we discussed today? The paraphrasing here, lifting sacks off. Here it says examples of tasks that involve the risk are moving 50 kilograms fertilizer bags from one side to another, or carrying heavy buckets of animal feed around fields. So the second point is given, carrying food for animals. So the next one is, guys, you see, fertilizer is the answer. So lifting sacks, here it's mentioned, risk are moving 50 kilogram fertilizer bags from one side to another. Okay, great. Now let's move on to the awkward posture. Can you just answer question 16 and 18, guys? Focus on 16 first. Let's do 16 only. Yeah, time is ticking. Awkward posture. Now that would be after. See, once you locate the answer, you just need to read further. Because the summary or a table completion is not always based on the whole text. It could be based on one paragraph or two paragraphs. So once you find the start point, you just need to read further. It's not scattered. It's not like everywhere. So now maybe the first paragraph could be about the heavy loads. Next paragraph could be about awkward posture, but the names will be different. Now the summary completion, don't read the way it would be. It will be presented in different ways. It's more informative, right? What we have here is a summary. So what's the answer for question number 16, guys? Look, it says if a load is bulky or hard to grasp, such as a lively or agitated animal, it will be more difficult to hold while lifting and carrying, right? The holder may adopt an awkward posture, which is tiring and increases the risk of injury. Sometimes a load has to be held away from the body because there is a large obstacle in the area. So guys, what's the answer for question number 16? Now it's about awkward posture, right? You see, if a load is bulky or hard to grasp, such as a lively or agitated animal, it will be more difficult to hold while lifting and carrying. The holder may adopt an awkward posture, which is tiring because of this. Okay, so guys, look, it's about what? Lifting a restless. Here it says if a load is bulky or hard to grasp, such as a lively or agitated animal, it will be more difficult to hold while lifting and carrying. What is the answer for question number 16? Animal. Animal is the answer, right? It's seen here, right? It says, why? You see, if a load is bulky or hard to grasp, such as lively or agitated animal, as a lively or agitated animal, it will be more difficult to hold while lifting and carrying. So guys, this is very important to learn. So we will go now, but I'm not going to do everything now. because we have limited with time. So these are things that you all should keep in mind. So guys, quickly about writing. I'm not going to cover everything today. If you're writing essays, what is very important is that you structure paragraphs. Now, at the exam, you'll be assessed based on four criteria: task response, coherence and cohesion, vocabulary, and grammar. So, poor structuring, right? Poorly developing ideas, informal style of writing, and poor grammar sentence skills are the main reasons why students don't achieve a good score. I want you to quickly read these two paragraphs and tell me which paragraph is better structured. That means when you read the paragraph, you see there is a flow. In other words, you see linkers being used properly. And which paragraph is that? Can you tell me? Is it A or B? Because when you give reasons, there should be an outcome. When you give a solution, there should be an outcome. Like there should be a proper flow. Is it A or B? Now we want a band 8 or a 7.5. First, we focus on a band 7. From there, we can think about vocabulary and so on. So that's the right strategy. Well done. Well done. Well done. Very good. It's A. It's A. Why? The obvious reason for a stressful working atmosphere nowadays is the increasing level of competitiveness among employees. Consequently, this leads to a hostile atmosphere in the working environment. The best solution for this is for employers to create team activities. For instance, it is known that many international companies organize tasks focusing on teams, which have made the employees perform effectively in a relaxed atmosphere. Absolutely. Look at the second one. Working atmosphere becomes stressful because people have too much to do. I think the work should be limited. It is the employee's responsibility to do so. If not, employees will leave. You see, there are simple sentences and they are not well connected, and that becomes incohesive. You see, so that's a skill we need to learn. Now, look at this paragraph, guys. Environmental pollution affects our planet in various ways. Firstly, it has a direct impact on human health through poor air quality. Then we give the example. For example, studies show that respiratory diseases have increased by 40% in urban areas over the last decade. Furthermore, pollution damages natural ecosystems and wildlife. In particular, the recent oil spill in the Pacific Ocean destroyed marine habitats across thousands of kilometers. Therefore, urgent action is needed to protect our environment. So, do you see that progression? We come up with the various ways. We mention the first reason for that. We give an example. Then we mention the second reason. You see? And then we give an example to prove that. Therefore, urgent action is needed to protect our environment. Paragraph structuring is not difficult once you understand the correct approach. Quite often, students don't go beyond 6.5 is because they don't develop the ideas. Either ideas are very general, or they don't give examples, or they're scattered everywhere. So that's why, guys, we need to focus on that. Yes, Yasir, please go ahead.
Sir, how about the scores will be for the A and B? Because the more formal is A, and the little like uh, here and there the mistakes. So how the both are correct, but
No,
the
no,
scores will be
here,
how?
no, here, this is more like a paragraph A is like a band 7. Paragraph B definitely is a band 5. You see, now even here, what I would say is this is good for a 7.5, but we can actually we can use more advanced vocabulary. Now, for example, firstly, right? It's great, but instead of firstly, we can say the primary impact or the most prominent impact would be, right? So if I can use like phrases like the primary contributing factor, or the most obvious advantage is, when you speak about advantages, that would be much better rather than using firstly and secondly. However, it doesn't mean that this is only just because you used firstly that you're going to achieve a 7.2. So honestly, Yasir, just by looking at a paragraph, I can't say it's a 7 or 8. But what I can say, vocabulary wise, here, this paragraph is a 7. But coherence wise, coherence and cohesion wise, this paragraph is a band 8. But it doesn't mean that the whole essay will be a 8. You understand? Yeah? So we have 4 criteria. We need to see how the student has performed based on all 4 criteria and whether it's consistent right throughout. starting from the introduction to the conclusion. That's how we need to look at it, Yasin. So can't give like a answer directly based on a paragraph. You understand, yes? So we can assess it based on vocabulary. And I can't say the vocabulary is good, but it's not excellent. We can use better alternatives for that.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
My pleasure. Yeah. Guys, now I want to show you the last one about speaking because I'm not going to do much. You see, the key takeaway about speaking, which we do in our programs, is that you need to understand one thing before you go today, is that speaking questions also have similar question types, like we saw for listening and reading. Look at this: drinks. What do you like to drink with your dinner? Do you drink a lot of water every day? Yes, no. Do you prefer drinking tea or coffee? If people visit you in your home, what do you usually offer them to drink? So here, guys, we have a lot of WH questions. And if I show you another question, it's the same. Do you think it's better to use a paper map or maybe I hope I'm showing it with you all? Yeah, no, I'm not showing. Yeah. So guys, for example, do you think it's better to use a paper map or a map on your phone? You see, do you prefer tea or coffee? The same question tab. When was the last time you needed to use a map? If you visit a new city, do you always use a map to find your way around? In general, do you find it easy to read maps? So the thing is, guys, you can't Google for IELTS questions. You need to stick to official questions because if you Google IELTS questions, they look very interesting. You see, now look at this one. Did you have a favorite book when you were a child? So there's always a preference question. Do you like, favorite? How much reading do you do for your work and studies? What kinds of books do you read for pleasure? Do you prefer to read a newspaper or a magazine online? Now, if you look at this other question, guys, you always have these preference questions. You see, now, do you prefer drinking tea or coffee? So it's very important to learn how to answer these questions. And that way, guys, next time if you have questions related to food or questions related to music, question related to movies, you'll be able to answer them because you know the question type. So first, you need to focus on the question types, guys. So that's an important thing. Yeah, so a lot to learn. So I can't cover everything during the program, but I just want to show you all the essential skills. And the key takeaway, more than anything, more than writing and speaking, guys, that if you look at listening and reading, you need to know there are essential skills. And if you implement those essential skills, you can achieve a very high score. So writing, guys, remember, you need to improve your grammar skills. You need to become familiar with different types of sentences, learn how to make your writing style formal, and learn to use linkers effectively, and learn how to structure paragraphs, then become familiar with different types of essays and expand your vocabulary. That is the high band score strategy. You have to improve your grammar skills. That's why, for example, I can't be explaining things in Sinhala or in Tamil because, guys, subconsciously, we can't go to that level. This is not a chemistry exam or a physics exam or a science class. This is English. And if we can't understand the teacher in English, then there's a huge question mark whether we are ready to prepare for IELTS. That's a huge question mark, right? Number two, guys, especially with writing, because it's the most challenging part to achieve a high score, you need to focus gradually. Number one, sentence structuring. Number two, paragraph structuring. Number three, essay writing. Then you focus on, expanding your vocabulary. Then for academic writing, it's very important to know how to describe graphs, bar charts, maps, and processes. And for general writing, we need to know how to write formal, semi-formal, and informal letters. You see, so those things, guys, we need to definitely work on. So the thing is, if you look at a preparation, right, you need to understand there are 4 steps. Step 1, you acquire, like we did today. We are not fully there, but we are learning. Step 2, don't you agree? Now, especially with true, false, not given, if you practice more, you'll become perfect. Step 3, implementation. Step 4, assessment. So those are the 4 pillars in order to achieve a very high score. And you all might know, but it's a very important thing. Now, when you look at programs, what happens is everybody wants to teach. A teacher would just teach, but they will not focus on the revision. And it doesn't work like that when you prepare for exams. So, guys, if you're interested in our courses, we have 3 programs. One is our expert course. That's actually a 5-week program. And if you found my teaching easier to understand, grasp everything very quickly, go for it. If you're not confident with grammar and so on, we have our IELTS proficiency course. So here it's going to be for 10 weeks, but you're going to have lessons 3 times a week. So you will attend lessons Mondays and Tuesdays for IELTS, and every Sunday, I'll show you that presentation too. We focus on academic English. So it's not like just, now that's another point, right? My English is not great. I need to improve. So we go to a class which is actually not focused on exams. So what we do here is that you learn vocabulary, grammar related to IELTS. I'll show you a presentation, guys. You'll understand what I'm talking about. So that's academic English plus IELTS proficiency. Then those who are taking the exam very soon, or maybe I'm preparing by myself, I'm okay, but I need some guidelines. Then we have our platform, and you can attend 2 weeks of my session. That's actually called the Essential Program. So the thing is, our programs are interactive, like Zoom lessons. Then we have a very interactive platform I'll show you. Then personal guidance. So with me, I also have Stephen, who is actually working with us to check essays and everything on the platform. So he's actually an ex-examiner. So that will be a great experience for you all. But when you join, guys, you need to have a purpose. You see, it's not like, you buy a course and we say goodbye. No. So there are steps you need to look at. Number one, preparation. You need to attend live lessons. We will share the recordings, but it doesn't work like that. Number two, practice. So work weekly on our platform. It will definitely help you to revise. Then the mock exam. So it's included in the program. You must take the mock exam a week before the real exam. Then, if you still feel you haven't achieved your required score, the pre-exam support. But the pre-exam support will be given only when you complete the first 3 stages, guys. That's our policy. You see, now even for example, my career English, one student didn't attend my lessons, and when we said, like, the course is over, she said, "Can you give me the certification?" I said, "No." I said, either you have to prove your skills, or you will see, like, if you have a valid reason to make you attend for free. But to give a certification, on what grounds? I mean, so that's actually, for example, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. Only in Sri Lanka, when I see CVs, people say, "I want to have certification." And we think that 10 certificates we have, we'll get a job. But skill wise, it could be zero. So the thing is, guys, like that, don't look at it like, okay, I joined a course, I'll get a score. No, your commitment will be important. Right? Today, whatever said and done, even with the match, you guys are here. That's a commitment because it's Saturday evening. Right? So that's a commitment. I respect that. Like that, what you need to understand is there'll be 4 steps before we get to the ultimate goal. So also we work with IDP IELTS, and we only collaborate with IDP IELTS at the moment. At this moment, the exam is 70,000 rupees at IDP, and I think it's 5,000 rupees more if you're registering with British Council. So double check that, guys. But we will assist you, support you, and when you register through us, they'll also provide you a special course from IDP. So that particular course will be very useful for you all before the real exam, so that really gives you that overall experience of the computer-based test. So guys, we have 3 programs I mentioned. One is essential, one is expert, one is proficiency. Structured, guys, with a purpose. Essential is like, I'm preparing by myself, right? Or I'm taking the exam very soon. I want you to check my essays. So here we'll check 8 essays, right? And you will see if you found my session valuable. I'm being very honest. 4 sessions, you will definitely get more. You will definitely get more. So you'll have 2 speaking and writing sessions and 2 listening and reading sessions. But guys, if you want to have a comprehensive preparation for IELTS, if you have good grammar and vocabulary, don't think twice, go for the expert course. But if you want a proper program, then we have the proficiency course. So guys, with discount, you see, it's only 11,000 rupees, and you will get the platform, and there are 360 lessons, but you'll have only 4 live sessions. But guys, it's like, if you have a good level, if you just don't want, like, if you don't have time to attend, that's a great option. But I repeat, if you want a comprehensive preparation, go for the expert program. Now, our managers would also provide additional discounts for the expert course. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember, guys, but I think you can get it even cheaper if you talk to them. You see, so they have a special bonus. So that means this 21,000 will be even cheaper if you talk to them. And the proficiency course, guys, it's going to be even less than 31,000 rupees. So this is with the special discount, but you need to talk to them if you pay 1 installment. This, guys, if you pay in 2 installments, yes, the expert. And the proficiency in 2 installments. But if you pay 1 payment, it's going to be even cheaper for you all. So talk to them. So the thing is, you will have 5 live lessons that will be altogether twice a week. Each lesson is going to be for 2 hours. And you will have full access to our online platform, the mock exam, 12 essays checked, and for the proficiency test program, guys, it's very comprehensive. Because if you want to really achieve a good score, then you need to understand that the overall English also matters. I'll show you my program. So every lesson, you will have my presentations, lesson recordings. You see, and every lesson, guys, is kind of structured with a purpose. Now, you see, this is actually this is my academic English program. I'll show you. So when we say academic English, it's targeting all the exams. And we see that now in Sri Lanka, what happens is some people are stuck with 5.5, right? And it's not because they are not smart or they are struggling with English. It's just they haven't improved necessary skills to achieve a good score at the exam. So that's why we have this special program. Yeah, this is the one. So thing is, guys, when you join the proficiency course, every Sunday, you're going to have a lesson. So we usually have Mondays and Wednesdays for both the courses, expert and proficiency. But for the proficiency course, additionally on Sundays, you're going to have lessons based on grammar, but with IELTS purpose, guys. You see now, for example, present and past systems, when to use it. You see, so it's very important. I know when to use grammar properly. So you learn tenses, you learn proper words, and then you know how to use them. You see, with examples, and students love it. You see, they found it really useful, and they understand the importance of, like, academic vocabulary for present continuous, like when we write essays, and how to use it. So everyone gets to speak with task, and you'll gradually understand how to use a variety. Then, for example, guys, we focus on past simple and past perfect, and then how to use it for speaking gradually. You see, so this is actually not like we created overnight. It is like tested and proven to be effective. Then, for example, we show you how to write an introduction, showing a variety of tenses. So all these things are included in the proficiency course. So that is coming less than 30,000 rupees, guys, if you get in touch with the manager. So they will let you know. So remember, the program is well structured. So if you want a proper program, now let's say only for IELTS, I highly guarantee the expert program. But if you want to improve your overall level and achieve a very high score, then go for the proficiency. You see, essential, guys, if you're in a rush, if you want to kind of have access to our platform, then you can go for it. So as for our platform, so we have a very interactive platform. Now remember, it's not, and actually only, I think for now, we have a platform with all the lessons. So you now, for example, right, you want to listen to my videos, and maybe you want to do tasks related to the videos. So I'll just show you guys 1 second. So what happens is, now we did some listening today. Like that, on our platform, you get to, I think here, you get to learn everything gradually, starting from introducing IELTS listening. Then, you have my video, so you get to watch the video. It's loading, you see, and then you see you get to do tasks to check your knowledge. So it's very interactive, guys. So we have multiple choice questions. So we have simulated the computer-based test. You see, then again, that's me. You see, then you can check your knowledge based on what you've learned. So we gradually take you to every essential skill. So this is included in all three programs. And for the 11,000 that you're paying, it's a great deal, believe me. You see, so for example, like spelling words on, like, in listening, for example, how to avoid spelling mistakes and how to spell them correctly. And then, guys, you see, for everything that we learned today, you see, you have strategies like how to complete a table. Then based on that, there are video lessons from my side. So there are video lessons for every lesson. And then, there are proper guidelines as well. Then, for example, we have, same goes for reading as well. Now, for example, how to answer matching questions. You see, so before that, you see, you get to watch a video. You see, so the video explains everything. And then, guys, you can do the task. You see, gradually. Then, you have the audio to play, and then you can type your answer, and then you can check the answer. Here, guys, I'm showing the admin access. That's why everything is shown here. But you all will not see it. For you, it will be very neat and clear. And then for writing, you also learn everything gradually. Like I said, you see, so you learn what is IELTS writing, types of essays, then how to organize your ideas, then the importance of formal writing, then how to write a reason solution essay, then how to write an opinion essay, you see. And you see, after you learn how to write every paragraph gradually on the platform, and then you will write your own essay and you will submit. And then within 24 hours, we will check your essay and provide feedback. So it's very comprehensive. So it's not that you're paying only for the course, you're paying for the platform, the course, the mock exam, and also for additional support. Like, if needed, you can also attend additional sessions until the real exam, provided you take the mock exam, guys. Only if you take the mock exam. Yeah, yes, sir, please go ahead. Any questions?
Sir, proficiency, proficiency program. So how many days in a week the
Yeah.
live session will be?
Yeah, it's going to be three times a week. It's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening. And then Sundays, it's going to be from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. But if you all are busy on weekdays, we also have a weekend group that's going to be Saturdays and Sundays from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. But you'll be with our European students, you see. So that will be our European group. But this is actually for the Sri Lankan batch, but it's the same, guys. So it doesn't matter. You see, everything will be in English. The quality is the same. So that will be from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. And then you'll have to attend the additional session Sunday evening. You see, so yeah. So altogether, 3 days a week and 30 lessons for the proficiency course.
And one
Yeah.
more thing, sir, how big the participants will be in the class?
No,
The bench?
25 to 30. 25 to 30.
It is
But
limited to 25 to 30.
30, yes. Because speaking, everyone has to speak, and you
Yeah.
will answer and you will receive feedback. Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions, guys? Do you have any questions related to IELTS and so on? Yeah, so guys, basically, we've been doing really well with our performance. Students have achieved very high scores. We have a mug ceremony every 6 months. So, we organize this event and we give mugs to our students as a ceremony. And we've done it for 3 years now consistently. And also, this is our team. So for now, we don't have any Sri Lankan teachers. I'm in the process. But with me, you will have my European teachers, you see. So they'll be preparing you all. Some of them will be working on the platform, and some of them will be conducting the speaking session, and some of them will be there to assist you. Now, for example, when you take the mock exam and so on. But I'll be the main teacher on Mondays and Wednesdays, and also for the Sunday session. But the weekend groups, I've already mentioned, with the European students, I don't teach those groups. It will be done by one of our teachers. So it will be like, Tahamuras, who's actually a PhD holder in linguistics. So he's actually specialized in speaking and writing. And these are the teachers who will be taking care of you all. Yeah. So, guys, now I'm ready to take questions. Yasir, go ahead.
Sir, for now, I'm going to travel to Dubai, so my exam will be there in Dubai only, but I will follow the courses in Sri Lanka because of online. So I will be attending the exam there. So the booking from your side, I can sit there at the exam or how?
No, we can help you to register, but the payment, anyway, Yasir, the payment should be done by you, right, for the exam. So we can help you to
Yes.
register, but then you need to make the payment. We can guide you. We can guide you. We can help you to register, yes. But with IDP, Yasir, you can also register by yourself there. You see, but we can help you. We have access to the system, so we can help you. It can be done, but don't think much about it. It's not going to be an issue. Yasir.
Because it's in the point of cost cost
Cost,
cost
yeah, cost
scenario.
there. It's going to be more expensive there, Yasir. It will be more
Yeah.
expensive. It's going to be
Okay.
$300. It's going to be $300 minimum. But in Sri Lanka, it's
Okay. They are in
70,000 rupees.
Dubai.
Yeah, in Dubai, it's going to
Okay.
be more expensive.
That's what I'm thinking because
Yeah,
the same registration can be done here and there. Uh, it
not
will
for the
help
same
me
price.
or
No, not for
same
the same
price
price.
will be
Yeah,
the different. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So if I'm going to sit there, I have to register there only, right?
Yes. You're right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Guys, do you have questions about IELTS? Like, maybe you're preparing, you're finding something difficult, and you want to know anything that you want to clarify.
Yes, sir. Now, speaking and writing is more complicated for me. Even I can speak, but the fluent and the necessary
Hmm.
things, it's not coming like on the flow. So I have to construct that to answer to the speaking and the writing because I'm really don't not interested to write from the beginning. That's what my problem. So how I can overcome this problem, and how I can get practiced to write
Yeah.
properly
Yeah.
and to reach band 8.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a challenging part. So first of all, you see, let's start with speaking. So speaking, like I showed you, we have questions which are similar, question type. Like, for example, what do you like about your job? The same question type will be, what do you like about your hometown? Or what are the advantages, right? So all these what questions we need to sequence. So there are 5 ways to answer, Yasir. So the best thing is to learn how to develop your answers for different question types, like politicians, you see. So, they know usual questions they face and how to respond to those questions. That's how it's important for us. Now, for example, do you like? Do you like to travel? Do you like shopping? Do you like to read books? So, for example, do you like? I do. I've always enjoyed reading. Why? Because it helps me to unwind myself after a long day or to relax after a long day. So, like that, we need to kind of learn how to build answers. As for writing, Yasir, what is very important is understanding the functions of sentences. Now, for example, we are developing a paragraph of reasons. So, first we come up with the reason. So, how to mention a reason? So, the obvious reason is, and why is it a reason? You elaborate. In other words, or like, this is because, right? And then giving an example. So, just need to understand the structure, Yasir. And then for a person like you, I think this is very common among intellectual people, really. So intellectual IT people, they don't like to write because they are very fast thinking. So what is very important is just to kind of jot down the points and then to develop your answers accordingly. Yes, that's important. So first, I think focus on the structures. Once you have a plan, you build your ideas based on that plan. So that would be helpful.
That's what, sir. When I'm thinking to answer, I answer shortly. I'm I'm not like what is that explaining the things. That's what my problem. I come to the point. My point of view is correct, but when I'm explaining in a way that is not coming into the flow,
Yep.
so there I stuck actually.
Yeah, that is cross questioning, Yasir. Then, for example, let's say we speak about AI. Now, let's say AI is replacing many jobs. Now, what kind of jobs have I seen? Have I heard? Right? And why is it replacing these jobs? Now, for example, like, maybe in a production streamline, it's replacing many steps. Why? Because it's much faster. So, here, what is very important is that questioning. We will learn that, Yasir, because there's a technique. And the more you put that technique, you'll understand, okay, now for these points, I have questioned myself, I have these responses, and then you formulate a paragraph based on that. So that would be the right approach. So it's about questioning yourself and asking the right questions to come up with ideas. Comes
Okay,
with
sir.
practice, Rasid. Yeah, anything comes with practice, you
Sure.
see. So yeah.
Yeah. So I want more practice on writing and speaking. Because
Definitely.
when I'm starting, I speak here and there, but not in the structure. So the structure should be on the flow. Then only I can reach to the band 8. Because my focus
Absolutely.
is on the band only because this is my high time to go and apply for the immigration. So I'm running out of time. So I
I
have
understand.
to take it more serious. So that's what I'm asking more and more.
Definitely, yes, definitely. No, I understand, and it's a genuine concern. So that's why I'm saying, for example, okay, let's take one step at a time. So let's say, okay, you go through the program. That's why I said the mock exam is important because before you go to the real exam, that's for everyone, right? We take the mock exam and understand, okay, where we stand, and then we support you accordingly. Because that way, Yasir, what happens is the result of the mock exam makes us to, or would help us to focus on the area that requires more attention. Like maybe it's going to be writing. And if it's writing, what exactly? Okay, you're writing the essay. Maybe to reach that 8, we need to work on vocabulary. And if it's vocabulary, what kind of vocabulary? Is it like topic related vocabulary or vocabulary related to functions, like, giving reasons, giving examples, and so on? So that's the latter part, yes, you see. So I think we have to focus one step at a time. But we will get
Yes.
there, you see, definitely, yeah.
Okay. One more thing, sir. How we are going to, as you said, participant will be 25 to 30. So how we are going to allocate the speaking task in the
No,
lesson,
first we do
in the
it
lesson?
individually. We ask questions from students, and then I put them into breakout rooms, and I also visit each breakout room. Yes, sir. You see, so I'll also cross questioning them. So I do provide feedback accordingly. You
Oh,
see,
so that will be taken in a different way, not in
yes,
the
yeah,
lesson.
No,
So
no,
that
not in
will
the,
be
but during the lesson, first 45 minutes, we focus on theory and asking students to respond. And those who are keen to respond, they'll respond. And then those who are shy, that's what I do. So I put them into small breakout rooms, like 2, 3 people. And then we visit the breakout rooms to get more focus. Plus, you'll be sending your voice recordings as home task and also on our platform. You see, so on our platform, there are tasks where you have to record your voice. And we provide feedback on the recording. Yes.
now I understood. Now I understood, sir. Yeah.
Okay. There's a question. No, speaking, not no, not one to one, but group. I think I've already answered that question. Yeah, so guys, we are starting the course. It's like this. So we are starting the expert course this Monday, okay, and we will start with listening and reading on Mondays, and Wednesdays we have speaking and writing. The proficiency course we are starting on Wednesday. You see, the proficiency course will be started on Wednesday, so that's going to be the date you need to check. But next this Monday, guys, we have already formed. We are almost formed the group, so we have four seats for the expert program, and for the proficiency program, I think we have about 6 seats there. So think about it. Yeah. So guys, what we'll do, let's do the following, right? To be more objective, after the lesson, I'll share the grammar test. So so first you have to register with this to receive the links, and you will receive it tomorrow, guys, with the help of our manager. And then, guys, I'll share a link from in our WhatsApp group where I shared the Zoom link. Please take the grammar test. It's very objective. You see, it's a very objective test. It's IELTS related. It checks your vocabulary, your tenses, like, whether you're able to use tenses properly because it's important for IELTS, and also sentence structuring. So it will take 10 minutes, but it's a great investment. So take the grammar test, and then we will share it tomorrow with proper feedback. And if you're interested in the course, guys, you see, it's better to join. That's why I see we don't share payment links, payment details, because it has to be objective, right? Because, it's not like, you join and what if it's not? So better to kind of, be objective. So if you're really interested, my advice would be to take the grammar test. The grammar test would give us a proper insight. We'll objectively understand, okay, you have a good level, you go for the expert. You have a very good level, you go for the essential. Or maybe we need to work on these things. Think about the proficiency. And if you say, no, the proficiency is too long, can you do something else? We'll discuss. So that's how, guys, we form groups. We just don't, make people join because others also need to find it effective, and also it should be effective for you. So let's do that, guys. Okay. So after this session, I'll definitely share the grammar test. Take it. More work for us, but we'll take care of. But that's the right way forward. Okay. So let's think like that. Mhm.
So one
Any
more
more questions?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get the recorded classes because
Yeah, the manager will share it. Yes,
revision?
yes,
Okay.
definitely. I mean, for
Because
every
I
lesson,
should have.
every lesson, after every lesson, the recording will be shared, like, the next day, not on the same day, but will be shared. Definitely, you'll have access to the recordings. Yeah. Okay, guys, no more questions, right? Fine. Yeah. So the thing is, the most important thing is that you have a clear target, right? You need to write down a date, an exact date you're going to take the exam. Because, when it comes to exams or things that we want to achieve, like university admission, immigration, and so on, sometimes we keep postponing because, we have other things coming in our way. So it's very important to prioritize that. And to do that, guys, write a date that you would like to achieve. And when you look at the exam, write the exact score you want to achieve, write it down with a date. Okay, like let's say 25th of October, and just mention like past simple, like you've already I achieved. So that way, your subconscious mind would get triggered and work towards that, guys. And I'm pretty sure you will achieve it. And with me, guys, if you join the program, I will be there. So I guarantee that. If you want, you can check some reviews too. So I kind of, support my students to check their essays, the last minute. And also don't want to lie, like there are some students, after taking the exam, they realize that, they get in a 7, but then they say now the agent is saying that I need 7 for every section. So we never ask them to come and pay for the program. So we also see how we can help them from where they were, you see, and we never make them. So I know one of my students, Shafna, she actually got 7 overall. She was very happy. And then, guys, the agent is saying that now she needs 7 for every section, you see, and she has 6.5 for reading. So now she joined my session again just to kind of, revise a bit. And we never ask her to pay. So because these are our students and it's our responsibility too. So that will be there if you're like, committed. But commitment should be there. That's the only area I kind of become shaky. So if I see students don't take the responsibility, guys, I'm not there. But if I see students were really genuine and they were really working hard, I will be there. That's there. So I don't want to discourage you from that. Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, by any chance, like sometime in a seat, first seat, if I get like overall 7, but some band score, as you said, 6.5. So I can do that section only, or I have to repeat all
Yeah.
4 section again?
No, you can. With the computer-based test, you can. You definitely can. That's the advantage. But you also need to find out from the agent or the institution whether they accept it. But most institutions, they accept. But here you need to double check that, Yasir. Usually, it's possible. Now, that's the biggest advantage of IELTS compared to PTE, right? Because you have this one take, one retake option, and that's a great thing. So you need to double check from the agent or the organization, Yasir. They need to tell you whether it's acceptable. But in IELTS, it's possible. You can go for a section retake. That's possible.
Okay, sir.
Fine.
Yeah, I will
Fine.
check with them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, paper-based, just, you write, you just, write your answers. But with the computer-based test, it's like, you're typing and the time factor. Now, the only difference is that with the computer-based test, it's a bit shorter because with listening, you don't have to transfer answers to the question sheet. But the real fact, the honest point, guys, is that it's way more convenient. You saw that today, right? Imagine for true false not given paper-based test, you'd have to flip pages, go back and forth. Now it's way more convenient. Number one. Number two, even for summary completion for reading, you can just copy paste the answer. You see, so it's way more convenient. I don't know why in Sri Lanka, but now I think it's over. There was a huge hype, frustration last year for no reason, you see. But to be honest, it's way more convenient. So we will definitely share the links. You can also practice these question types through ITP's platform, and I'm pretty sure it will be useful. So, guys, thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Looking forward to teaching you all. Until then, guys, take care. Yes, good night, guys. Thank you very much. See you. Good night.
Good night, sir. Thank you so much.